All right, let's get right into it. Going through a divorce is, well, it's one of the toughest things anyone goes through. And smack in the middle of all that stress is a huge practical problem. What do you do with the family home? Today, we're going to break down exactly how to handle the divorce appraisal process right here in Pittsburgh.
You know, this is the question that probably keeps you up at night. It's not just about dollars and cents. It's really about fairness, about getting closure, and about being able to finally move forward. The answer isn't easy, but getting it right is absolutely crucial for everyone involved.
And that's exactly why this is so hard, isn't it? We're talking about a place that's just filled with memories, but at the same time, it's probably the biggest number on your financial spreadsheet. The real challenge is trying to separate that financial value from all the emotional weight. It's the first and, honestly, the hardest step.
So how in the world do you find an objective truth in such an emotional storm? Well, the answer is getting a professional, totally unbiased valuation. And this isn't just a friendly suggestion. It is the bedrock of a fair and equitable settlement. It's how you get this done right.
The real power here is in those two words, neutral and defensible. Neutral means the appraiser has absolutely no skin in the game. Their only job is to find the facts. And defensible? That means the number they give you is backed by solid data and professional standards, strong enough that it'll hold up in court if it has to. This is literally how you replace arguments with facts.
Okay, so you know you need an appraisal. Great. But listen, not all appraisals are created equal, especially when you've got the legal system involved. So let's build a quick checklist so you can feel really confident that you're picking the right pro for your specific situation.
You're going to hear this acronym thrown around, USPAP. Just think of it as the official rulebook for appraisers. Following these rules isn't optional. It's the bare minimum standard that makes sure the report you get will be taken seriously by attorneys, by mediators, and, most importantly, by a judge. It's your guarantee of quality.
Now, your legal team is going to have their own set of non-negotiables. They need a state-certified professional who lives and breathes those USPAP standards. And this is crucial. They also need someone who can confidently stand up in court as an expert witness if it comes to that. And of course, someone who delivers on time, because in legal matters, delays can be incredibly expensive.
And here's the other side of the coin, what you need. Beyond all the legal stuff, you just need a number that you and your ex-spouse can trust to avoid more conflict. You need it fast to keep things moving. And you need someone who can cut through all the jargon and just explain what it all means in plain, simple English. You need clarity. So let's bring it local. Now that you know what you're looking for, where do you actually find it here in Pittsburgh? The market has a few different kinds of players, and each one has its own strengths.
This gives us a really great snapshot of the local scene. You've got established firms like Pittsburgh Appraisal Group and Bostido, which are well known for handling divorce cases. Then you have a whole range of appraisers you can find on sites like Yelp or Angie, who are often praised for things like being on time and having fair prices. And then you have another option, smaller, boutique firms, like the one we've highlighted, that really focus on a more direct, personalized kind of service.
Let's dig into that idea of personalized service a little more. For a lot of people, especially when you're going through something as stressful as a divorce, the type of service you get is every bit as important as the final report itself.
Here's a pretty simple way to think about the difference. With a bigger company, your case might be one of dozens moving through their system. With a smaller, boutique firm, you're much more likely to get a direct, one-on-one relationship with the actual person handling your appraisal.
So if what you really want is a direct line of communication, being able to easily ask questions and feel like your case is getting real, dedicated focus, then the service style itself becomes a really big part of your decision.
So using a boutique firm as an example, you can see what those benefits might look like. Direct access means you know exactly who to call when you have a question. Flexible scheduling can be an absolute lifesaver when you're trying to coordinate with lawyers and everyone else. The goal here is to feel like a real client, not just another file in a cabinet.
So if that personalized approach sounds like it might be the right fit for your situation, here's one local option. Of course, it's always a good idea to do your own research on any firm you're thinking about just to make sure they're a perfect match for you.
Okay, we've talked about the why, the what, and the who. So let's put it all together into a simple, straightforward plan you can use to make your final decision with confidence.
It really just boils down to these 3 steps. First, figure out what matters most to you. Is it speed? Is it cost? Or is it that personal service style? Second, do your homework. Check for that state certification, make sure they know USPAP, and read what other clients have said. And finally, just pick up the phone. A quick chat can tell you a ton about a firm's professionalism and how they operate.
At the end of the day, your goal isn't just to get a number for your house. It's to get a credible, trustworthy number that both sides can agree on so you can finally close this difficult chapter and move on. The right appraiser delivers that clarity, and honestly, that's priceless.
So the choice really comes down to what you prioritize. There's no single right answer that works for everybody, but by thinking through what we've talked about today, you can decide what's going to serve you best and what will bring you the most peace of mind through this process.